Doop de loop de loop de loo. Doop de loo. If it's streaming, can't see if there's a chat. La la la. Streaming is so hard, let me tell you. Go. Can't tell if it's streaming or not. It says to connect the software on YouTube. Oh, wait. No, I got video. Got visual. Well, whether or not it's working or not, welcome to a fantastic stream. Whether or not the chat works, I can't really tell. I put it on the screen, but I don't know if you can see it. The stream should be able to allow chat, and I should be able to chat back. If you're going to pop up on screen, probably not. Gotta be honest, kind of hate everything about streaming right now. Because everything is going wrong. But it's okay, you know, I'm a chill. We're going to see how lucky I get. And then I'll have to fix the audio a little bit. That's about how I feel right now. Pretty good. So how's the audio sound? I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of silence here. I don't know. We'll lower that a little. We'll raise that a little bit. You know, it's funny when I do this. My ears explode when I turn this on when I'm not doing the stream, because I do this for so everybody can hear this better. You hear nothing. What happened? Why is it silent? Hello? I just heard the sound. Maybe I lowered it on my end. Hold on. Okay, I lowered it on my end. I assume audio is fine, because nothing changed since the last time I streamed it. So if anybody shows up and says something in the chat, not that you'll be on screen, but hopefully I can see you here. It's a lot. It's a lot to do with the streaming, you know. That's how we're going to start the stream. Me complaining. Everybody loves a good complainer when they start a stream, right? But what we do like is we're going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. At least there's no desync. That's good, right? That's a win. And this shouldn't be like any chop either. Also, just a little teaser for anybody who's watching right now. There will be summons. I bought the tickets. I have all the tickets. I think there's some more in my gift box that I have not claimed yet. Pretty sure. So there will be summons. More summons on these guys. It's all good on that one. It doesn't matter what I get because I already got everything I wanted. Except for the T-Man. And I guess Mai too, because she's also good. But that's something to look forward to. It's a little quiet in here, isn't it? We need to get a little bit of something going on. Something going on. What we're going to do. Also, the stream may be affected by all the tabs I have open. Jeez, you have no idea how many tabs I have open right now. It's insane. Absolutely insane. I figured we'd start this episode with a little bit of philosophy that went over so well last time, I'm assuming. And I haven't really watched my philosophy. I said I was going to listen to one philosophy a day, and I did not. So we're going to do that. We're going to start off with the philosophy. I'm going to put some emojis in the chat, everybody. So that's how I feel right now. So just so you know, you see that. You don't see it on screen. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure everything's connected. I'm not sure why it's not popping up. What I did wrong. I shouldn't have deleted the last chat. That was a mistake, I guess. But whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's listen to some philosophy. How shall we? We're going to do some EZAs. We're going to do some EZAs. We're going to do... The audio is not working. Audio is not working on this part. Why is the audio not working? There's no audio coming from this. That's not good. Well, that's audio. That's weird. Not this video. Try to get our philosophy on here.
There's a way out.
All right. Okay, we did the theory of everything
if a tree
already.
falls down in the forest and no one is
We
there
already
to hear
done
it,
this one. I'm
does
gonna
it
do that
make a
again.
sound?
We did the Danny-Kruger
How do you know?
effect.
Taking it one step further, if you hear...
Hold on.
I made my first video on this channel in July.
Shout out to that guy.
Go on the internet today.
Okay.
You can get just by Googling.
We're gonna go ahead and do
the right
this right
things.
now. Oh, we're not gonna do that.
The
We're just
sad
gonna go
thing
into the EZA.
is that
There's
most
not enough
people buy
time.
into their confidence and
Let
certainty.
me know how the audio is,
only
chat.
realize too
I'm very
late that it was
curious
all
to know
bravado and no
how
substance.
good the audio is.
Now more than
I
ever,
really need to find a way to like separate these
misinformation is a bigger
videos
problem
and the
than
game a
ignorance.
little bit better.
People briefly
We're not
glance
doing
to a
Trump.
topic and they
We're not doing
instantly
Trump's
want to
his
start
best
teaching
buddy. We're
others.
gonna do Trump.
They don't take their time to actually read past the
So
first
what do we
page
need
of the
for this?
instruction manual before screaming at the rooftops about how much they know. Or
Time
how much they
travelers
think they know.
or stream INT.
So, more often than not,
Everybody
we're
else already
listening
done
to the
this.
most
But as I said
confident people
before,
and not the most
I'm
reputable.
trying to do.
We accept information from the person who speaks the
way.
loudest,
Trying to get
rather
this in
than
a
the
certain
person
way.
who is the most knowledgeable. From
You just saw
5G
it.
death
I have been
scares
working
to
on this guy.
anti-vax
Look at
campaigns,
that. Already got a
people
10.
are constantly
Isn't it
satisfied
nice?
with knowing the bare minimum.
Isn't it lovely?
Not only are they satisfied,
I already heard this one.
if the loudest...
You don't want to hear the
would
Dunning-Kruger
cover
effect.
100%
If you were
of
here last time, you already
nation.
heard the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Think
You know.
because unlike
You don't
going
know.
to
That's the
improve
point. You don't know.
Take a
That's what the
look
Dunning-Kruger effect is.
on your
But you
work,
act like you know.
upload
You've already been through
to
this.
start.
Chat, come on.
Pitting
It's fun to say chat. You never notice that? Like, don't. The really good thing, the best thing about stream. Oh my god, my key fell off.
While it's true that people shouldn't discourage your dreams, you need to understand and consider it carefully.
Nobody cares about that anymore. You want that? Watch the next video. The last video. This is going great. Alright. The courage to be disliked. That's how I feel about the stream right now. Got the courage to be disliked. So, who's the
I
time
made my
traveler
first
leader?
video on this channel in July 2017, after months of going back and forth on whether or not I actually wanted to create a
sure.
YouTube channel. What would people think?
I know he
What
is,
if people hate the
one of
videos
them.
and tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about?
but I don't
Who
know.
am I to talk about these topics?
See, this is a problem
These
I
were the
have
thoughts that flooded my head.
with this.
If you've ever been in a situation where you have to start something or
That's
give
why
a
I decided
presentation
to
in
make
front of a group
a
of
little
people,
tag here.
then I'm sure you've had
It
a
says,
similar
I don't know, I'm
emotion.
in a weird place about it.
It's the
Wait,
fear
are you
of
the time
being
traveler?
judged. The fear that keeps us in chains
Oh,
and
no,
holds
it
us
probably
bound
means
from
Amasu,
achieving our
right?
true potential.
Because he's the
To
guy.
understand why we care so much about what others think about us, we have to go back to the beginning of human history. Man, like many other animals, evolved to be social. Our survival was dependent on
Are you the time traveler guy? No, you're wrong,
and
guys.
clans. We would
Look
hunt
it up,
together,
because I'm very
make
good at
shelter,
joking, everybody.
and protect one another from predators should they dare strike. Being together made us thrive.
Go to DBZ
So, at the
space
time,
and do this the right
Being cast
way.
out of the clan almost always meant death. Without the technologies we have
Like,
today,
so old.
making shelter, hunting, and protecting yourself from wildlife was almost impossible for one person to do alone.
Oh, it's the wrong one.
Sadly, even now that our society has evolved to a point where we no longer have to worry about predators, and we have the tools and resources to provide food, clothing, and shelter for ourselves, the need to be part
Oh,
of a group
boy.
still has been maladapted to our current reality.
I don't know. Who is the time traveler leader, chat? Is it? Who is it?
Then we were scared
you.
of being left out in the cold.
This
Today
is
we're scared of
precisely
getting
why I
canceled
wanted to
on
make
Twitter
a
because of something we
tag
said,
that's just the
or getting
traveler,
insulted
like
for
the
repeating
actual
clothes
leaders.
on Instagram, or getting
That's what
hate
I
comments on
prefer.
your YouTube video of people telling you your voice is becoming redundant.
I'm about
and
to just throw
boring.
you in here.
You see, this feeling of being ostracized has worsened woefully because of social media. By creating likes and dislikes, we brought to light this need to feel validated and seen. In an instant, you can see just how many people support you.
You know
and
what?
that
Doesn't
number
really
can
matter.
be addicting. It gets to the point where we stop saying what we really want to say,
I guess they would be
and
time
instead
travelers.
start
huh?
saying the things we know
Are
will
they
get us the
the? No,
most
they're not
likes.
sleep. They're connected.
Before
Fine
you know
child.
it, you're posting
Oh,
certain
somebody's
thoughts,
watching this and
photos,
laughing at me
writing
right now. It's
specific
like,
statements
you
to get
idiot. It's
attention and
clearly
validation from others.
Bojack.
How many times have you seen your favorite influencers and creators online suddenly sell out? Where it feels like they're no longer authentic. only
Sell
doing
out?
or
Who would
saying
do
the
such a
things they know
thing?
will
By the
please
way,
algorithm.
forgot to put the link in the
I made a
description
video
below.
about Unit
I'll put.
731
You could get
and the despicable
15%
things the
off.
Japanese
W
government
energy
did in the
drinks.
Second World War. However, because it was not advertiser-friendly content
do that.
according to YouTube, the video didn't perform extremely well.
You'll be very happy
And
you did.
that's
They
fine.
are delicious.
This is the
I
kind
assume.
of ostracization
I can't
and
really
social
say that
conditioning
honestly.
that makes people fall
Whatever,
in
that's
love
fine. I
and
don't
stop
care.
saying
Whatever,
things
what's the matter?
that might offend
Trucks can
people.
do it. I don't care.
It's
Stupid
like they
head.
tell you there's freedom of speech,
Neck in the back.
but only when your microphone is turned off.
Have no
Growing up, I always felt
Wow.
Of
Could've
course, I
made them
had
loud.
friends and wanted to be part of the social group. But I had questions about the universe that people
May have
just
made that thing
didn't
too
want to
loud.
discuss.
I'm a little
Who
too
wants
crazy
to talk
with that.
about death and the afterlife on the school
Blow
playground?
people's ears out.
Because of that, I felt different from
Blow
everyone
my
else,
ears out, that's
like a
for
piece
sure.
of a puzzle, but from another set. And so
Seriously,
I
who is the
worried
time
that
traveler?
everyone
Is it
would look at
BoJack?
me as weird and different. So I tried my best to hide my existential dread to fit in like everyone else.
This is me
If
right
you're
now,
watching this
looking for the
video,
time traveler.
There's a high chance that you were also
In the
a
chat,
kid
that's
like
me.
who was so worried about being disliked that you shield the real you just so you wouldn't be thought of as different.
Also, the
If you're
slight,
still in that position,
slow, like little
Listen,
thing should
stop
be
caring so much about what other
produced.
people think and start living your life authentically. Yes,
because I'm not
other
doing,
stuff
I'm not
is
rendering a
healthy.
video. Which,
However,
by the way,
it
as
becomes
excited
hurtful
as I
when you try to
was for
change
the last
yourselves
time,
just to be liked by others.
that video
You
is not
can
coming
use
out
feeling
too
that far
soon.
more if you choose to live your authentic self. And if someone rejects you because
It's in
of
the
it,
bane of my
you know that they were
existence.
never meant
I can
for
only
you
tell you
in the
that.
first place. Now, if that sounds like a lofty dream and not really grounded in reality, I understand. Because the sad truth of this entire thing is that we do need to be judged fairly by others. At its core, that's what makes our society work. We agree that something is law, and whoever breaks it gets judged. We agree on certain moral principles, and whoever breaks them gets socially ostracized.
I don't think
We're
this team's
judged at our
gonna
places
last.
of work, in school, in our society as a whole. As sad as it sounds, gossip and ostracism help the greater good of the group. In
Wait, I think it is
2014,
BoJack
Stanford
actually.
Professor Rob Willer led a study that explored
it
the relation
BoJack?
of gossip and
BoJack is time
ostracism
travelers,
to the
right?
harmony
No, it's
and
space traveling
functionality of
wars.
its
He is
varying
time
groups.
travelers.
In this study,
They don't have a 200 lead,
Rob
do
found
they?
out that groups that allowed their members to gossip and vote
think
out
they do.
underperforming members were able to
He's
sustain
actually on the thing.
cooperation and prevent
Stupid.
selfishness much better than groups that weren't allowed to do so. When we think of ostracism,
I mean,
we almost always see it in a bad light.
I guess I
However,
could just do that.
The study proved that it does have a much more
Anyway.
important role in preventing the weak and vulnerable from being bullied and ridden
Get rid
upon.
of him and put the garlic man.
Have you ever been in
there.
a group for a school project, only to quickly realize that there's one person who just wouldn't do anything because they know the group will pick up their slack? How's that make you feel?
All right.
Now imagine
Let's
you could
do
remove
this.
these people from the group and then gossip to other groups about how bad of a team player they are. It might seem
rude.
harsh at first,
This is the end.
but because of our innate fear of being ostracized, more often than not,
That means you're gonna
these people
pick
would
up.
see the reality of what they're doing and actually act better when reinvited into the group. It also prevents these selfish people from exploiting the more vulnerable people
A
in
fair
the group
point.
and allows them to reach their full
will
potential
get
without fear of being taken advantage of.
Stronger than the enemy.
The researchers
stronger than
concluded
you.
that exclusion compelled participants to conform to the more
You know, that is a
cooperative
good point.
behavior of the rest of the group. So yes, we need to be good team players for the
We're
proper
not fighting
functioning
here
of
unless-
society.
Oh wait, I haven't seen this.
I'm taking this fight somewhere else.
I've never seen this actually. Yeah, take that, me. Oh, sweet. Whoa. Domain activate. Oh, that's sick. Okay, that was badass. There's nothing to dislike about that. That was cool.
However,
Look at the
being part of a group
background.
should
Oh
never
my
be at the
god.
expense of our own individuality.
What does that
We
do?
should not get so
It
scared of
boosts
being
time
ostracized
travelers, right?
That we do not say the things that matter to us for the fear of being
So
judged.
cool. I like how we
need to
changed the
realize
domain
that
back
when
on
we get
Super
to a point
Attack.
in our lives where we'll begin to assess everything that we've been taught
Almost
as
makes the
children.
domain a little pointless.
When you start to outgrow old beliefs and
Definitely
new
in the
ways,
city.
do not be held back by the fear of what everyone who you grew up with would think. Caring about what other people think is necessary for the proper functioning of society. But when caring what other people think affects our abilities to make decisions for ourselves, that's when you need to pause and reconsider. You're a person with their own thoughts, ideas, dreams, and goals. Don't let the fear of being disliked hold you back from expressing that. You want to drop out of school and become a comedian? What would people think? You want to start a YouTube channel? What would people think?
You want to
You
stream?
want to be
What
with
would people
someone
think?
from a different culture or religion? What would people think? This one question holds so
We're getting
many
back to
people
the
back
political
from
realm
being
already.
free.
Wow.
It's like a chain that binds our neck and leaves us no room to breathe. We're like circus elephants, held back by rope that might only exist in our imagination. Ultimate freedom is having the courage to be disliked. The boldness to stand firm in what you believe in, even when the crowd is saying something else. The courage to stand when everyone else is sitting, and run when everyone else is standing. The courage to be your authentic self,
It could lead
regardless of
to
what everyone around you
whether you
tells you
survive
to
or
be
not.
instead. Developing the courage to be disliked is not easy. Remember that it's in our nature to care what other people think. so to stray from that even minutely would mean going against our very own biology, and that's never very easy. But the good news is that we can actually do it. The first and most important thing to realize is that everyone, just like you,
Everybody
is
can
worried
be
about their own
disliked.
insecurities. When we go out into the
I feel like
world,
that's the thing that
we're
comes
often
on
so
with
consumed
people
with
who are
our own
online.
insecurities
Honestly.
that we feel like everyone else is thinking about us and
Guaranteed
condemning us.
somebody's gonna dislike you
But the reality is, more often than
if
not,
you're successful.
just like you, people are so worried about themselves that they aren't really thinking
I
about
guess Trunks
anyone
doesn't really
else.
do anything here, but
And
that
when they
was
do
fun to
speak out
see.
against us, they're often projecting their insecurities on us, trying to bring us down to feel better about themselves. Don't let them do that.
Wait, no, he's a
The
time
difference
traveler.
between
Is he in
ostracization
there?
in early humans and what we have today is that with the early humans, it was only your closest relatives and members of your clan that could cast you out. However, today, because of social media, anyone and everyone can have an opinion
They're the
about us,
only people on this
share that
tag.
opinion, and we're forced to take notice of it. The problem with
Oh,
this is
yeah,
that
I
we're
can't
taking
do bring
criticism from
Zamasu
people we
because
wouldn't
I've already
take
had
advice
one.
from. Think about it. If you wouldn't let this stranger into your house for fear of invading your privacy, why would you let them into your head, the most private place of all?
Good point.
Sometimes the people judging you and not letting you live your true potential aren't strangers. They're childhood friends and relatives. When that's the case, we need to remind ourselves that the consequences of living outside the group is not as sinister as it used to be.
All right.
You have
Let's
the
do
tools
this.
and resources to thrive away from your primary group. And in fact, you can find another group to join. One that would accept you for who you are, and not try to force you into doing something.
That's true. You know, they say that you meet I don't know who says it, but you only meet so many people in life. Probably meet over 1 million people in your life, which sounds crazy when you think about it, but out of all of them, there's only some of them that you actually get to know for the entirety of life. Some people have a segment in your life and they don't really take a part of your life other than the fact that they're there to teach you something. Some people hurt you just to make you better. Sometimes to be disliked is to, get even stronger than who you are.
I know I've said some negative things about social media in this video and many others, but there are some positives
Tough,
as well.
because he's on social media.
In this scenario where you no longer feel part of the group you were born into or grew up in, the internet offers you a community of people who are willing to accept you from all over the world. You just have to take the time to find
All right.
them.
Exactly.
Lao Tzu wrote in Tao Te Ching, care about
Oh,
people's
Lao
approval
Tzu.
and you will be their prisoner. The courage to be disliked is the key that opens the prison doors.
I will say, a lot of these theories, they're very known. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of these theories before. Like the courage to be disliked. That is the very common thing. Even the Dunning-Kruger, even though I didn't know the name, I definitely recognize the story of thinking you know more than you let on than you know. And then there was another one that was like, if the tree falls in the forest. The one that I like the most is the Black Swan theory, which was the unexpected could happen in any capacity. And they used the example of a chicken, which was not a black swan. That was a good theory. This is a good mantra. It is good to know, to be disliked. Sometimes it's not all about smiles, it's about what you do.
It sets you free to be
The
the person
Masu understood
you've
that.
always wanted to be.
This is the nostalgia effect. That's the next theory we're listening to. I'll probably only do these two, then we'll do music for the rest of the stream while we beat up Trunks.
You look out the window into the empty streets.
All right.
No sounds of
Let's do
kids
this.
running around, no noise of busy streets littered with both cars and pedestrians. The city is silent. The pigeons don't even group up anymore because there's no one to feed them. You ask yourself, where am I?
Healing's pretty good with everybody. The nostalgia effect.
Your alarm rings. It's 9 a.m. Time to resume work at
Wake
the
up
office for
in a
the day.
cold sweat.
With a sad face, you walk to your desk, open up your computer, and sigh. I miss the old days, you say to yourself. This is nostalgia.
How
It's
appropriate
the burning
watching
desire to go back to
listen
the
to this
past,
about
live the
Dragon
life
Ball,
you once had.
which
Or
really is
perhaps
just
only a
driven by
romanticized
nostalgia.
version. We want experiences, places, things, people, and even ourselves to
Nice.
go back to being what they once were. We remember our childhood memories without all the awkwardness, our first love without the reason we're no longer with them, our first kiss without the terrible acne we had. We remember a romanticized version of our past, one without the flaws.
Remember when Dragon Ball had a story that you could follow and actually seemed like it was trying to tell a story without doing a bunch of random stuff? Back before it was all nostalgia and reminding this and that. Even Super itself is essentially just Dragon Ball Z retold with different characters. We're reliving that right now with Trunks and Zamasu and all of them.
Let's do this.
Which really, if you really think about it, all the future Trunks stuff is just Cell. Where's the androids over again? I guess you could say it's the future story of Trunks all over again. Except this time Goku and Vegeta are involved. Tournament of Power is just the tournament again. Based on what I've seen of Moro, he's just Cell. But he's a goat instead of a bug. You know, Dragon Ball really drives itself on nostalgia. Even Frieza coming back. I mean, that's driving nostalgia. Whoever thought that Frieza would come back? And then don't even get me on Dragon Ball Heroes. I love Dragon Ball Heroes, but story-wise, it really is just hits on those emotions. Like, what if 17 and 18 fused and became Super 17-18? That's really all it is.
Where we know what's going to happen next, and one where we can tell what consequences our actions will have before we take them. It often happens when we see, hear, or even smell something that reminds us of the past and the life we once had. The best example of this is in relationships. People often leave relationships because it wasn't a good experience for them. But a few months down the line, and they begin to start missing the connection, they feel like maybe it wasn't as bad as they remember. Their memories begin to filter out all the bad that happened, and they're left with feelings of a nostalgia about a romantic.
Also, sometimes just to have somebody there is different than not having somebody there. Even if they're not everything you wanted them to be, the fact that they're gone, being a part of your life, that would affect you in a different way that you don't think. Even somebody you hate, there is a part of you that misses them when they're gone because you're so familiar with them.
Fantasized version of what the relationship was. Oftentimes, they go back, only to get hurt all over again.
And then they cheat again.
Nostalgia can be pleasant, but as we've seen, it can also often cause us a lot of emotional distress. The 17th century Swiss physician Johannes Hofer, who came up with this name, classified nostalgia as a mental disorder. No one could understand why anyone would want to dwell in the past without that being the case. And for a long, long time, that's what nostalgia was, until one lunch in 1999 in Southampton, England. Konstantin Sadikidis had just recently moved to the University of Southampton and was having lunch with a colleague. He explained to this colleague that he was generally doing well, but a few times a week, he was hit with nostalgia of his former home at the University of North Carolina. He longed for the time with his friends, the basketball games. He longed for his old life. His colleague, who was a clinical psychologist, made an immediate diagnosis. Depression, he said.
Depression.
Just like the 17th century Swiss physician, this psychologist couldn't fathom why anyone would want a time that was already gone, a life they had already lived. But he knew this wasn't true. Konstantin denied being depressed, explaining to his colleague that he didn't feel any pain. He said, "I told him I did live my life forward, but sometimes I couldn't help thinking about the past.
That's crazy,
It
chat.
was rewarding. Nostalgia made me feel that my life had roots and continuity. It made me feel good about myself and my relationships. It provided a texture to my life and gave me strength to move forward. And this was the start of a drastic change. Everything we knew about nostalgia was about to take on a new form. Perhaps it wasn't as bad as we thought. It might not even be bad at all. Through Konstantin's research, the word nostalgia has slowly lost its negative reputation, but not entirely. You see, nostalgia is a bittersweet emotion.
I feel like life repeats itself a lot with nostalgia coming back. All these old cartoons, all these old fashion trends, everything seems to be permeated by nostalgia. Even music. You hear most songs are just taking samples of older songs because people hear that older song. You know, I just recently watched
All right, let's do this.
the movie, which I thought was a series. It was not. Weird, of Al Yankovic's story. And while watching it, it's got a lot of goofy stuff in it. Like there's a point where, as a kid, he goes to a polka party, and the kids are like, "Whoa, dude, it's a polka party." He's like, "Wow, golly gee, guys, I can't be at a polka party. My parents would murderize me." And like, as goofy as that is, I don't think young teens were having polka parties in the past, and I don't think his dream of making songs that already exist is a big deal, right? Like, it seems so stupid, but then you realize that is exactly what Weird Al Yankovic did. He became famous based off of parody songs, before parody songs were even a thing. This is back before parody was a thing. And he really did kind of break the mold with this. It's weird that watch it, because it seems so stupid when he's saying "My Bologna" from "My Sharona," or the classic "Eat It." I mean, all that stuff. They did a little funny thing where they made "Eat It" the original, and then Michael Jackson copied him, and he got mad that somebody parodied him, even though he made his whole career off of parodying people. But he had personal issues. Also, Madonna is a kingpin in that. It's a pretty crazy movie. But the general idea, clearly it's not autobiographical, is that he did become famous based off of something as stupid as writing lyrics to songs that already existed. And while watching it, you see it like, this is just stupid. But then, put into reality, like, Weird Al Yankovic is actually very famous for that exact thing. Even to this day, he does stuff like White and Nerdy and stuff like that. So, to watch a movie like that, while it seems goofy and silly, and there's a point when he's in college and he's saying like, "I don't understand, man. Nobody wants me to join their band with my accordion." And his roommates are like, "Oh no, man. Accordions are awesome. Something must be wrong with them." Stuff like that, while ridiculous, kind of accurate.
On one hand, it brings us comfort and makes us feel loved and connected when we remember all the times our loved ones cared for us, or of a time in our life where everything was going right.
All right.
On the other
Let's do
hand,
this.
it makes us feel sad that those things are gone and scared
He
that we might never
transformed.
experience them again. A great example of this is when Abraham Lincoln visited his childhood home after 20 years. He arrived and found the place in ruin. Saddened by what he saw, he wrote this poem. "My childhood home I see again, and saddened with the view. As still as memory clouds my brain, there's pleasure in it too." Because although it saddened him to see that he would never be able to experience those emotions
Such
again,
pain.
remembering the times he spent in the house, and the happiness it brought him when he was younger, brought happy thoughts to his memory.
It's kind of my feeling when I see like creepy nurseries in movies. I think that's what makes the nursery and like the child's playroom and stuff so creepy, is that when you see it in a current situation, it's the idea that back in the day it was not like that, and it was a normal playroom with kids laughing and joking, making fond memories of their childhood. But then you go back and like, if there's like a murderer involved, or if it's like a haunted place, or something bad happened there, I think that's probably why nurseries and stuff are so popular when it comes to this type of thing, because it's the nostalgia of, even if you weren't there, just knowing that life, a positive experience in there at one point. And now it's like a deathly feeling. It's just, I think that's the thing about creepy nurseries that really hit you, and why those hit in a certain way. Because generally speaking, I think that's also why creepypastas are popular, or were popular, I don't know. The idea that you could corrupt something so innocent. In reality, is it really scary to see Mario with blackened eyes? There's nothing scary about it, but it's that natural nostalgia of it being so enjoyable as a kid. You see it, and then you play it, and then the story about that being twisted and corrupted with purple goo on one side, right? It's just, the whole creepypasta thing, I feel, comes from more from that than anything.
Positive feelings of nostalgia make you thankful for what you've had and give you the desire to keep moving forward. Perhaps you might even be able to recreate that amazing feeling or even experience something better in the future. Negative feelings of nostalgia, however, make you feel like your life was better in the past. You might even start to beat yourself up for choices you made in the past because you think whatever decisions you made are negatively affecting your life today. You get stuck in a cycle of thoughts about the past that basically leaves you frustrated, defeated, and stuck. When things like that happen, it's often because you haven't taken the time out to process that experience. It has happened, but you didn't give your brain enough time to mourn it and move on from it. You put up a wall, you seal it away as many of us do. However, once you can truly process the experience and come to terms with what came from it, you'll stop
Never get on the
experiencing the
wall.
negative nostalgic feeling that's associated with that particular memory. One of the best things about the feeling of nostalgia is that it's all about you, and people love themselves more than anything else. Most human emotions we feel are felt as a result of external forces. We get sad when something doesn't go our way. We get disappointed in people when they do something unexpected that we'd rather they didn't. We get angry at people when they do something to agitate us.
You get sad or angry if you can't remember the leaders of this game. There's over 1,000 characters in this game. It's quite impressive if you can remember half of them, which now with the new meta, I think you should only remember like the upper half.
But nostalgia, nobody does anything to us. In fact, oftentimes, we can't pinpoint the trigger for our nostalgia. All we know is that a few times a week, we remember our old life with friends, family, and times we shared.
What's really crazy is this is nostalgic right now. Goku Black, Zamasu. This was brand new at one point. And now it feels like it's nostalgic coming back to it through Dokkan. It wasn't that long ago, but it actually was. Dragon Ball Super has been off the air for how long? 4 years now? Maybe more? So even this, as new as it is nostalgic.
With loved ones, and as memories cloud our brain, there's pleasure in it too. Now, this does not mean that outside forces can't trigger nostalgia. As we all know, advertisers have discovered the power of nostalgia, and they use it to their advantage all the time. That's why you have Disney remaking all of their best cartoons.
Well, you have Dragon Ball
They're trying
still
to make
doing
people
its thing.
nostalgic, so they flock to the cinemas, trying to recapture a moment of their
Well, you ain't gonna watch
previous lives.
Disney's new stuff, that's
But
for
they're
sure.
not trying to make someone feel happy or sad for a character in a movie. Trying to make someone feel nostalgic is very tricky and can often backfire.
But Disney has
Just
put
look at
itself
the
in a weird
Lion King
place like
live-action
that.
movie, the first Sonic the Hedgehog trailer.
Like Disney has put itself in a weird place where they want to profit off of nostalgia, but they also want to profit off of what's going on today too. Like you want to bring back the Little Mermaid, but then you want to change things to make people angry, so that people can get angry, and then other people can get angry at the other people for getting angry about that. So really, they're building off of nostalgia, but they also want to bring in this new element to change the nostalgia. It's like they want to trick people who grew up with it, but don't want to give those people what they want. They want to make it new for the new people watching, even though they bring it back because the people from the past are the ones who passed. The older people are the ones who want it in the first place. But then they try to change it, bastardize it, fit some kind of story, or to get people angry so they watch it because they're angry. It's really weird. Sometimes anger is all it takes.
And more recently, Tom and Jerry. All
Wait, Tom
three
and
of these
Jerry
movies
came
tried to
back?
make people nostalgic, but they failed completely.
Wow,
on
I
their
used to
goal.
watch that as a child.
Why? Because nostalgia is.
I always
very
thought Tom
complex
got a bad
emotion.
rap.
The question, who am I, has plagued humanity for millennia. Every 5 years, every single atom in your body will have been replaced by a different atom. Your thoughts, opinions, and feelings about things will have also changed. Sometimes where you live and your friends may have even changed. So who are you? Is there one true aspect to your being that stamps you as being one of one? What part of us acts as the random
We
C
are
hash
one.
that is tied to our existence? The best philosophers,
We are
scientists,
the
and
youth of the
psychologists have
nation.
had a go at the question, but all to no avail. And while nostalgia certainly doesn't answer the question, it helps us calm the anxiety it causes. We can say that what makes you you
That's fine.
are your specific memories about the past, all of which tell you about how you've changed and become the person you are today. They tell you that you are a continuous being, one whose existence grows linearly with time. When we're feeling like a failure, like we don't have any purpose in life, like we have no value or any meaning, we can often tap into our nostalgic memories for comfort, to calm our worrying mind.
You know what's really crazy? To somebody, Dragon Ball is not nostalgic, it's new. There's somebody out there who doesn't know about this show, who hasn't seen Vegeta grow, who is still watching the Frieza saga, thinking that Frieza's the worst thing that's ever going to happen. If you put it in context like that, things that you find nostalgic aren't nostalgic for other people in the same way. Like, I'll give you an example. Me, myself, I'm watching One Piece. I used to not watch One Piece. I haven't watched One Piece because I really hated the art style. I decided to get through it and give it a try. So I'm way behind. What I'm seeing for the first time that's new, you, the viewer, may have already seen. And you know certain things that I don't. So when I talk about something from One Piece, like when they grew up, to you, that brings a sense of nostalgia because you remember. Or when you watch the new Netflix series, the live action, to you, this is nostalgic because this is something that you just recently saw. To me, this is not nearly as nostalgic because it was maybe a month or a few months ago, maybe not exactly a few, more than that, where I was watching that stuff in the anime for the first time. When I was there and I saw Luffy put his hat on Nami's head. To me, it's still very clear. I still remember the crappy Four Kids where Nami gets him with the Usopp with the rubber knife. And she's like, it's the rubber knife. And Usopp's like, it better be. Like, who are you to be stabbed by somebody and be like, yeah, you better put the fake knife up. That better not be the real one. Or have trouble. You're in no position to make that call. That aside, but that's not really nostalgic to me. So to me, watching the One Piece live action, if I were, it's a different experience. To me, I have a fresh sense. To you, watching this viewer, you may be like, I remember that like 6 years ago. I don't know how long One Piece has been going. I have a bad concept of time, you'll find out. But you'll see that in a different way. So what's nostalgic to me, or to you, is not nostalgic to me in that way.
And remind us that we do have intrinsic value, that we are not failures with no purpose. We have friends, family, and healthy experiences we can cling on to. Nostalgia usually happens when there's a major life transition, like when you're going off to college, moving to a new city, traveling across the world, or getting married. It's like our brains are trying to grab hold of who we were, even as we're still learning who we are and discovering who we want to be. Right now, people are feeling nostalgic more than ever. And honestly, that's exactly what a year in lockdown will do to you. We begin to feel nostalgic when we see live
That's what I was
performances
saying about
we went to
Dragon Ball.
in the past, large family gatherings we used to detest, and even little things like the noise of a busy grocery store or kids screaming on airplanes. Maybe not the last one. Because we're limited in our ability to go out and create new experiences, our brain is rerunning the old ones again and again and again to give us that sense of warmth and connection that many of
I
us
really
are
hate
missing
when
in our
people
daily
bring up
lives
the
right now.
pandemic.
The internet has modified everything we used to do as a society. Mobs have morphed into cancel culture. We no longer have to be physically present at work or school. And we now even have a dedicated day to feel nostalgic. Social media calls it TBT, or Throwback Thursday.
Throwback
Every
Thursday. What about Taco
people
Tuesday?
post nostalgic photos of both themselves and of a time period to sit back and reflect on what once was. We also have things like
I've always
Facebook,
tried, but I've
and
never
Google
been able to
Photos.
do that thing like where you see in movies where they look back at old pictures and they feel nostalgic. I can never do that naturally.
Bringing us memories of pictures we've taken from a few years ago. Having all of these memories flood not just our minds, but also our phone screens, without having the ability to make new ones.
It's also interesting to go back and watch celebrities through their careers. You get to see how they've changed, both in age and style and everything. It's really interesting to see that. Like, you see a video of somebody who's really old now, and then you go back and see a young Tom Cruise or whatever. That's a bad example. They're pretty much the same. He looks the same now. Probably looks younger, which is weird. But it's weird to watch people's whole life grow and change in front of you.
And you can see why people are feeling nostalgic now more than ever before. We also see nostalgia in sports. For years, there's been the very heated debate of who's the GOAT, who is the greatest athlete of all time. In the NBA, you often hear of LeBron versus Jordan. But in reality, even if LeBron James ends his career with more titles than Michael Jordan, MJ will always still have the nostalgia factor on his side.
I think that's true. I think that is very true. Everybody will still remember Michael Jordan over LeBron. Mostly because back in the day, they just played ball. Like, you know, I mean, everybody already forgets that Michael Jordan tried to play baseball at one point, and he was terrible. But nobody remembers that. They just remember what a beast he was on the court. And I think that's how it is. A lot of times, the best will always be the oldest, just because of the nostalgia factor.
He's many people's childhood, and no one will ever argue that their sports idol, the one who they watched while they were growing up, isn't the GOAT.
But you could make the same argument that when people get older, when they grew up with LeBron, they don't know much about Michael Jordan. So technically, LeBron would be in that same situation through time. He would be considered the GOAT, or the greatest of all time. And I ain't talking about practice.
However, with enough time, the modern day GOATs turn into old legends.
Oh, damn, that's what I was just saying.
But surely get outshined by new and rising talent. The arguments we have to...
Me personally, when I see TV and movies and stuff, I'm just not impressed by any of the new actors, actresses. I don't know, they just don't have the same vibe. I don't know.
Today will be the same arguments we have in the future, only with different people and different nostalgic factors. Nostalgia is a very interesting emotion, because we all in some way want to feel it, even if it brings us both happiness and pain. Oftentimes, the best memories are the ones we remember with both happiness and sadness. On days when we feel our worst, it makes us feel sad, angry, and even scared that we might never get those things, those feelings again. But even on those days, nostalgia has the power to bring us hope, and make us realize that we all have a story that is still being written. Why do we remember the past and not the future? Do we exist in time, or does time exist in us?
Can't remember the future when that
What does it
happened
really
yet.
mean to say time passes? Wonder is the source of our desire for knowledge, but nostalgia helps us remember how far our curiosity can take us. From where we were, to where we are, to where we will be, nostalgia will be there all along the way. You were on your way home.
Nostalgia
when you
is
died.
everywhere. This music. Epic music going right now. There's somebody here. Can you chat? Like, I guess I'll go through, because the people who were last time were going through my old videos and saying they couldn't chat. And 9 minutes ago, are you serious? How are the chats not working? Thank you, Banana Otter. I don't understand this. I have a chat box. I didn't have a chat box last time. I have a chat box open now. So, all these emojis I'm posting, you can't see, right? Let me go to my own stream real quick. I don't know. I have a chat box. I have a chat box. Oh gosh, I can hear me. Oh, wait, yo, wait. Oh. That's weird. So I can see the chat when I go through the video. So it might be a little delayed, but I can talk to people. Yeah, hey, I can see the chat. I have a chat box open. I don't know what chat box this is, apparently not this one. Let me close this, see what I can do about that. I don't understand this stuff at all. What's weird is I had a working chat before. So I can see the chat. I can see the chat if I go to a video. How's it going, Banana? Nice to finally talk to somebody. I'll be talking to myself about philosophy and nostalgia. What's going on? I guess I'll chat like this. I can't figure out how to get the alerts to work. I can't figure out how to get this stupid chat to work. I had a chat before, and I don't think I did anything different. But I guess we'll just have to deal with it for now. I'm only going to do this EZA tonight anyway, so I'll have to play with it again. Damn. I just saw I had 6 people at one point. All those people probably would have said something, and I wouldn't have been able to respond. But I'm glad you stuck it out. Oh, you were here for that. Nice. Yeah, I really wish they'd do that, to be honest. I would love to see a Goku Black and Goku and Baby Vegeta card. That'd be amazing. Maybe Legends could do something in the story mode where they get together. I don't know, but I think that'd be sick. I don't know if there might be some kind of like legal reasons they can't do stuff like that though. That might be something that like Heroes has the mark on that. I'm glad that you stuck it out last time. You saw my babies? Oh man, that's crazy. So you've been here a while, man. That's awesome. You're a real loyal guy. I appreciate that. My babies have gotten pretty strong, by the way. Most of them are level 9s and 10s. There's really no reason for me to do that, but I mean, I had to do it. I'll show you after this how strong my babies have gotten. Almost maxed out. I plan to do more today, but it's kind of late, so we're not going to do anything other than the EZA. I really was trying to stream earlier, but stuff got in the way. It's the end of the weekend. I have to get ready for the weekday. You know how it is. Through the power of money. I put a lot of money into this game. Generally don't spend as much as I used to. I used to go crazy, which if you look at the old units, you kind of regret those decisions because not only were the animations crap, but now they're all pretty much outplayed anyway. But yeah, I just spent a lot of money. I'm not trying to be like the truth or anything, but I do want to do a nice summon video for the part 2. So I am going to do that. I'm only going to do it really on big celebrations though. Unless this picks up, I don't know. But I also do all the event stuff too. I haven't done all the worldwide stuff yet because I've been trying to get online and doing it. I want to do with the red zone and all like the challenging stuff on video. So I haven't done those yet, but mostly like EZAs and stuff. Oh, that's nice. Got 2 Goku and Vegeta? Like back to back? I wish I had that luck. But yeah, I'll show you my babies real quick. Since you brought them up. Not Baney. Alright. So here's this guy. I need to like fuel that guy into my LR. So here's this guy. He's almost perfect. He's got a bunch of 9s, 1 8, and a 6. And then this guy, I really wanted to do this. There's really no benefit to this. I did this. I mean, to let you know what I mean, like I also did this, like. Oh, that's really good. Orange Piccolo is nice. I would love to get a dupe of him. Also did this. So, you know, not everything I do makes sense. Sometimes I do it for the meme.
All right, let's do this.
I think my Piccolo has 2 dupes. No, I think he has 1 dupe. I do wonder though, since you're here, how do you feel about the philosophy segment? I think it's something different. I also wonder the legalities of watching other videos. Oh. Are you done summoning for Zamasu, or are you gonna keep going? Are you gonna try and grind out more stones? Because there should be still more stones to come. Oh, that's good. So how long have you been playing? You must be like really new? It took me a long time just to put a dupe in my Zamasu, even though I had it. I pulled that like back-to-back Zamasu. I forgot to put the second the dupe in them. Oh, so with the merge, well, not the merge, not a proper merge. I had a great idea for the merge too, if they ever did it. Oh wow, 22. Okay, so you're relatively new. Oh, with the schedules being aligned, how do you feel about that? Are you gonna still do Japan, or are you gonna drop the Japanese account and go global? Or are you only doing one? Because I used to do two, and it is a pain. Don't throw a sword at me. No damage. Get out of here with that, kid. That's impressive. Oh, so your Japan's better. I really think the whole reason I started to like stuck it out with global. Well, for one, it's cheaper to buy stones than it is in Japanese without like the conversion rate. But I think I was just luckier in global. So that's probably, I feel the same way. I just got more of the better units, so I was like, I'm not gonna chase both on both accounts. But I used to play both the tournaments, and that was hell. That was insane. Doing Japan tournament and a global tournament when they were basically like back to back. Yeah, I don't even know how I did that. I could barely handle doing a tournament. That'll be fun, by the way. I do plan on doing some streams of tournaments. I don't know how I'm gonna pull that off because I can't just listen to music doing that. I might have to turn those into secret streams because I'm gonna have to watch some videos or I'll get bored out of my mind playing the tournament. Oh wow. That is good.
All right, let's do this.
See, I want them to do a merge because I have all the Aurelie cards if you put both of my accounts together, and those cards are never coming back. That's like the only reason I would want my Japan account at this point. But are you excited for the joint schedules? What a precarious situation Trunks has found himself in the depths of the galleys, getting bitch slapped by Zamasu. I think it's gonna be good for the game. I really do. Why they decided to keep going, I don't know. With the because it always felt like Global purposely tried not to catch up to Japan. Because everybody always said Japan is too far ahead. You can't catch up. But honestly, what is Global missing? They're missing Omega. They're missing Trunks. I'm not even sure there's another Dokkan Fest they're missing. Oh, Turles. Obviously, he's probably going to be next on Global. I'm pretty sure. Now, I may summon for him because I really want to put him on Zamasu's team with the the boost on villain characters.
All right, let's do
But I mean,
this.
aside from EZAs, I mean, Global and Japan easily could have called up at any point. In my opinion, celebrations like worldwide kind of hurt. Oh yeah, I forgot about them. Is that Goku good? The Spirit Bomb Goku? I feel like he just kind of disappeared under the radar. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I can't believe I forgot that, because that guy's going to be insane. Global gets him. I mean, they can easily catch up with that, so I don't know how they're going to do it. Yeah, I don't remember people making a big deal about him. I don't even think I've seen his animations. Yeah, well, that blue Goku's so good. I mean, I don't really think there was a need. Like, they need to do something about the Gokus. I feel like Piccolo cards and Goku cards are going to need to get some kind of specialty thing where you can change. Like, the fact that the World Tournament Goku isn't like Goku Teen, like, come on. Yeah, but Broly's, I mean, is he even like the hardest? He's not even the hardest event anymore in the red zone, right? So, I mean, that's good. But it seems like now everybody's all crazy about Omega. That's another thing I hope with this whole streaming thing. I could get a little better at this game. I mean, I'm not bad at it, but like, I don't know. I feel a lot of it is just me liking to see the numbers go up on the super attacks. Not the super attacks, the links. They did like no damage. I mean, they are blue, but... Yeah, what I really like about Zamasu is he makes units like her a little bit better. I don't know if there's enough to actually do to make her better without giving her like an EZA, but like, just like being able to run units that you don't normally get to run, it's fun to me. Like, I've been watching some people's like teams online, and you can put the Goku and Vegeta on a Zamasu team, or is it the other way around? No, you can put Zamasu on a Goku and Vegeta team, and like, that's what I like. All these villain cards that come out lately, even though Zamasu does have this, where they reduce villains attack, like enemies attack, or like super unit attacks, it's just not as enjoyable. Like, why can't the villains and the good guys work together? We all know good guys, I mean, good guys don't need any help,
All right,
but the villains need all the help
this.
they can get. What team did you use on that? I think I beat that with superheroes. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look and see. Okay, yeah, they're good. Oh. Yeah, that's a good team. That Piccolo is insane. Oh, that Piccolo could beat any event, I'm pretty sure. Vegito Blue, oh, also amazing. I'm really excited Gohan, the future Gohan is getting he got his EZA. I really feel like future Gohan has not been given the respect he deserves in either of these games, and it's kind of annoying. A lot of people are still kind of hoping it's be Goku Black. I wish they would kind of do. I like the idea of the Trunks and Gohan card, but it looks like it will be Rose Black, which hey, I won't be mad about. We can see a Goku Black actually use that scythe. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, he needed to be too. I just really wanted them to have a year of villains. That's all I want Dokkan to do. I just want them to come out with like the most broken villains in the all like for just a year. Just give us a year of good villains. That's all we need. If Zamasu with any sign, they're gonna start giving the villains better kits, and that's what they need. They need to have better kits. The fact that you can just destroy events with Zamasu. Perfect. Nice. That dude's amazing. I do like running a cooler team. You probably know that though, because you probably saw me lose with the cooler team I made on that red zone that one time. So, if you were here for that, I think that was the same stream I mentioned the babies. So, you probably saw me lose with that. So you probably know how I feel about that. You know, I was thinking about part 2, and it's probably going to be Trunks and Goku Black. I actually think I prefer if they do, so like, if they do celebrations like this and both of them are the Dokkan Fest, I kind of like the idea that both of them are Dokkan Fest if the Carnival LRs help the subsequent team that those Dokkan Fests introduce. Like, Goku Black would help the Zamasu team, and then Trunks would most likely help the Vegeta and Goku team. If they do stuff like that, I'm okay with the Carnival LRs for being second half. Because the biggest issue with this game is they come out with amazing units, and they always come out with all these like random like leader skills for all these different categories.
All right,
but the units that come out with it, like Kale, for example, she came out with Frost. What kind of like goofy guy was at the office and said, you know who Kale needs on her team? Frost. She is gonna be perfect with that. That's the problem with Kale. Then you got Super Boo, who came out after that. Dokkan is weird sometimes. So, do you spend money on the game, or do you just do it free to play? I respect it though, if you do free to play. That takes willpower. I wish I had that willpower. Much respect. So you have to really think about how you play the game, huh? I think it is better to be free to play for the most part. I'll be honest with you, I'm only spending a little bit extra this time because I'm gonna try to do more videos with Dokkan, and I want to see if anything comes out of it, and hopefully, you know, I get a little bit of a boost, and some more people come in, so you know we have a whole conversation grow, and then eventually maybe I'll learn how to do the streaming thing proper, where the chat shows up and the alerts pop up, all that stuff. So I'm putting a little bit more money in than normal. Plus the celebration, the big celebrations, I'm okay spending a bunch of money, but I try to like hold off for the most part. I mean, it makes you feel better. Most of the new units are better than any of the older units anyway, so as long as you just go for the new stuff, I think you'll be okay. Like half the cards in this game are useless. It almost feels like if it didn't come out after the 8th anniversary, like, why even care? But you could take solace in that. You were spared of going super deep into the nuking cell. So you started 2022. You may or may not be aware. Back in the day, the green nuke cell, is what everybody called them, was the best unit you could possibly get. Before Dokkan realized nuking was a thing, that unit was insane. You could beat any event with him. All you had to do was get a bunch of orbs and then destroy the event. And back in the day, people really went hard for him, and there was no good units in the game other than that. So you're doing a bunch of pulls, and you're just hoping you get Cell while you're pulling a bunch of crap. And there was no guaranteed SSR. It was a horrible time. So you're actually playing, probably the best time to be playing Dokkan is right now. Especially after the joint celebration schedules. Like, you definitely picked the right time to start playing. 2022, you're already a little bit ahead. So you already got like 8th anniversary units. I'm sure you've already done their EZAs. You can do most of the hard content as long as you at least got the Vegeta and Goku. I mean, I know you want Zamasu, but you can still win with those guys. And sometimes it's better just to get them next time anyway. That's beautiful. What's really beautiful about that is you got it from a friend and not a YouTuber. Not to show disrespect to YouTubers out there, but it's the natural way to play the game. You saw somebody else play it. You're like, that looks fun. I want to see it. And then now you're here. You know, if I'm honest, that animation is not that bad. Obviously, it could be better, and it will be with the new Trunks, I'm sure, but not bad. Not a bad animation. Like we were talking about nostalgia earlier, and that Trunk sword is a perfect example. I remember watching that live, not live, but you know, on the like when it was brand new in Japanese, and I just remember how annoyed I was with that sword. It made no sense, but luckily for Dragon Ball, time passes, they put it in games, it looks cool, so you know, we all forgive it and we all beg for it. Even though it really makes no sense. Personally, I think, even though it's not as flashy, the manga turning Trunks into a healer was a better course for his character, because he's never been like the uber powerful character. Also, this is a manga attack, by the way. This is a Masu attack. They refuse to add manga stuff, but they'll sure add manga things. Frustrates me to no end. Look at him go, though! Playing with Trunks like a ragdoll. He's like, what is a type advantage, mortal? I mean, it's pretty smooth. It, like, goes through, slices them up. It's pretty good. Pretty good attack, if I do say so myself. Now we got the bitch slaps. Yeah, they really need to do more with determinant power. That bugs me.
All right, let's do this.
Like, one of the biggest moments in Dragon Ball Super was determinant power, and we've got nothing to show for it. Only Kale. Like, everything else is old, like, not strong. That's what bothers me when everybody says that if Super came back, Dokkan Battle would have infinite amount of content. Like, they wouldn't just do GT over and over again. Like, they wouldn't do, you know, Banana, they really have not done much with the Buu Saga. Like, we got a decent Gohan, but we could use someone better animations. We don't have any real good Buuhans other than like one or two. Yeah, see, that goes back to the manga thing. I don't know. I really want to know if there's a law against this. Like, I don't know if it's just they don't want to confuse people. I mean, it's Dragon Ball. You're not gonna get confused by this lady? Well, I guess she's in Dragon Ball's universe too. But like, there's got to be some reason behind it. There's got to be a reason why they can't do manga stuff. Because I watched the video. This attack right here, the little bitch slap, that's taken from the Dragon Ball Super anime. Not Dragon Ball Super anime. The Dragon Ball Hero anime with the eye patch Zamasu, which if he was in the game probably wouldn't get a different name. Just because it's Dokkan. That's taken from him. It's like parts in his attack that are taken from Dragon Ball Heroes. And there's little scenes from Goku and Vegeta's attacks with like the kanji and everything taken from the manga. So I don't understand why that we can't get manga characters. The real question is, would they have manga in the name? You know, because we'll never get a Hakai Goku because it's not in the anime. We'll never get a God Vegeta. It's a Super Saiyan God Vegeta because it's not in the anime. I haven't seen much of the granola stuff, but I do know about them slightly. I probably should try to read the manga. I don't know. The pacing from Determinate Power onto like Jacko's ship, I don't know.
All right,
It just didn't
let's
draw
do
me
this.
in. It felt like it was moving too fast. But maybe it gets better. I do know Black Frieza looks amazing. So how many stones have you put to Zamasu? Now, if you watch my summon video, you know I went into despair before I pulled him. So, my tip in that video was to be in despair. And then, just to taunt you, he'll come. I don't know if you tried that or not. But also, you gotta consider, if you spend too much on a unit, it's not worth it. Yeah. Well, you're probably gonna get more stones for part 2. We may hit top grossing. It may benefit you to try a few singles on Zamasu instead of going all in. I don't know. It's a hard thing, you know? If it makes you feel better, I think you get the real experience of Dokkan Battle. People who get the units or like spend a bunch of money to get a single unit or like a rainbow unit, I feel like, yeah, they enjoy the unit, but like sometimes there's a good feeling in not getting it because you have something to shoot for, you know? Like, you may or may not be aware, but I play another game on this channel. Another gacha game. It's a different style of game. But I purposely try not to get all the characters because there's something about missing something and knowing that you can get it later that just feels good, you know? And you get the real experience. You don't get the YouTuber experience. You don't get the truth experience where you get everything. You get some things and you have to wait for the other stuff. And it sucks to wait, especially these guys because they're going to be gone a long time. So I would say keep trying, but don't be too distressed if you don't get them because you did get the blue boys. And right, you got those. You got 2 of those, right? So that's good. So you can't, be too upset about that, but I do know how you feel. Me personally, I would be suicidal in Minecraft if I didn't get Zamasu, so I get it. I freaking love this guy. Not like just in the game, I just love the character. So I get the feeling. I really do. Like, to miss out on that bitch slap, the hope I can give you, and this is the promise I can make you in the future videos, I will try to use this Zamasu as much as possible, just for you, Banana. Just for you, so you can see him in all his glory. And you will be happy to know that he is all 10s. I just have to give his super attack to level 20, I think. But all his links are 10. So, every time I use this Zamasu from here on, until you pull him, it's going to be in your honor, my friend. That is my gift to you. Until you pull him, this Zamasu is as much as yours as he is mine. And I will try to use him as much as possible. Just to show him off for you. And that will make, when you pull him, even sweeter. And even though I got him, you should come by when I do the ticket summons and see what I get. I might get nothing. And that might make you feel better, because you see somebody else get shafted. Sometimes you just need to see somebody else get it bad to feel better for yourself. It's selfish, I know, but sometimes, like the video before, it's okay to be disliked, I think there was some kind of connective context there. Yeah, it could make you feel better. He could come back anytime. He might come back sooner on Global than you would expect. Well, I hope you do get Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I hope you get him on your first pull. Hope you get him. Hope you get a single. Hope you single like 10 of them. Alright, that might be a little crazy. Hope you at least single 1 or 2. 10 is a little bit out there. Because I'll be honest, if you single 10 of him, you probably should just went and play the lottery. Your luck is being wasted at that point. What number was that? Alright, last one.
Alright, let's do this.
That's the screams of all of Trunks' friends. Damn, Trunks is really trying to put up a fight, isn't he? Isn't that lovely? He didn't stab his father. He just stabbed Goku. And Vegito, we'll call him Vegito for time's sake. And Zamasu are going to be the flashy new things in a couple of days, Maybe not a couple of days, but in a few days, we're going to get new units. And then everybody's going to go crazy over them. So, you might pull them. If you go for him, of course. I imagine if you're like me, you're gonna keep trying to summon for Zamasu until he goes away. I'll at least try to buy stones, you know, to help out with the second half. Getting top grossing so you can get some free stones. Because I'm definitely doing that. The sword battle. Keep summoning, man. You're gonna get them. I've been known to bring some luck every now and again to some people. So, you know what? You've been a very loyal viewer. I'm sure that will benefit you, and you will get him. I mean, don't pay if you can't, you know? I honestly wish I didn't pay as much as I did. It's one of those like cost sink things. Once you start, you really can't stop. Because then you play the game, and then it's like, well, put this much money into it. I can put a little bit more, right? I can put a little bit more, and then I can put this more. And it's really not a positive place to be. Eventually you're doing stuff like the truth, you know? Shout out to that guy, you know? Eventually gonna be doing stuff like that, you know? And personally, I don't think that you should do that. I do think you can spend money on the game. I totally am fine with that. Just like, be careful, but you know, stay pay to win as long as you can. Trust, pay to win, sorry. Free to play as long as you can. Because once you drop that, it's like putting the shoe on the left foot. It's not the same, you know? Put the right shoe on the left foot, not the same. Can't do it. You won't feel the same when you put it on the wrong foot. That's what paying money to this game is. It's like putting the shoe on the wrong foot. It's not as easy as just taking the shoe off and putting on a new foot. With that said, it's been fun talking to you. Let's get Trunks a little stronger. Did I already put him on this? Thought I did, yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Let's get him a little bit stronger. Yeah, see, that's what happens. Once you start, you can't stop. But hey, if you do, I'm not gonna tell you not to. I'm just saying, like, you know, I hope you don't have to get the Masu.
I'm getting pretty excited.
Goku's excited. I'm excited. Trunks already has a sticker. So let's just go ahead. Not that. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm also a hoarder. You'll see that as you watch me play this game. It's his training to become a Kai. But he's maxed out. And that's that. I think we're gonna call it for now because it's late. I gotta go to bed. So, thank you, Banana Otter. Yeah, I'm a hoarder. You'll learn, trust me. Making random babies ain't the only thing I do around here. But with that said, thank you, Banana Otter. Big shout out to you. Maybe eventually we'll get this chat to work. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Everybody will learn about you at some point. Until then, I will see you next time. New stream, same game. Peace.